Hey everybody, welcome to Guided Listening. I'm Antoniuk here from Jazzwire, and we've got a cool performance of a great American songbook, Tin Pan Alley song called Close Your Eyes. So it's not the most famous standard like All the Things You Are or Blue Bossa or something like that, but it's a really great tune that has a surprising number of recordings. So we're going to be listening to the Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers version off the album Just Coolin'. This tune is cool because it was written by Bernice Petcare. And Bernice, I'd seen the last name on the upper corner of some songs, did a little research, and she was a writer in New York who wrote for movies and shows and everything else. Irving Berlin called her the Queen of Tin Pan Alley. So a really, really successful composer, when being a woman composer, was not probably the easiest thing, and you didn't see or hear it as often as you probably should have, right? So it's wonderful to run across some great woman-composed music like this particular tune. I've heard it in the past, haven't played it much. It was requested by somebody inside Jazzwire. So we've been doing it this week in the Green community, actually last week, this week, and next week. We're studying this song for 3 weeks in a row, as we always do. So please jump into the free trial. I know you've heard me mention it many times. We want to have you see what goes on behind the paywall. It is a subscription service, Jazzwire, and all of the amazing conversations and how people are working together on this music, and especially the lessons, right? So come check out the lesson on this. So we're going to listen to this Blakey version, and this is not an album I really knew. It was somebody on Jazzwire posted it as a cool source recording, so I checked it out, and of course it's Blakey and the Messengers. It's Lee Morgan, Hank Mobley, Jimmy Merritt on bass, Bobby Timmons on piano, and Art Blakey, two horns rhythm section. And the arrangement is hip. So of course with Art Blakey, there were always, even the most straightforward tunes they did, there were elements of an arrangement. And so, there's some cool little horn backgrounds and this and that. Some amazing solos, of course, from those great musicians. But I was really intrigued by Jimmy Merritt on the bass, by what happens on this tune. So I'll just give you a little hint and we'll jump right into it. It's a swinging tune, and it's pretty energetic. And we got Lee Morgan swinging for the fences, as he always does. So you would imagine this is swinging like crazy. You got Art Blakey back there. And all the way through the tune, Jimmy Merritt plays in a two-feel, except for the bridge. So the song is A, A, B, A. 8 measures, same 8 measures, different 8 measures at the bridge, first 8 measures, A, B, A. So that third 8 measure, that third 8 measure section is where he swings. And then he goes back. So there's all this energy building, but he doesn't walk. I say he swings. So he doesn't walk except for that 8 measures once a chorus. Such an interesting decision. And so I'd love to know if that's something he and Art talked about, or what it was, but it really is pretty intriguing, and what it does to the feel. It creates a lot of pent-up energy and actually a lot of bounce and funkiness, because the two-feel in the bass, when done properly, Jimmy Merritt does it properly, has a real kind of bounce and swagger to it that's different than walking the bass, 4 notes per measure, when he's playing this two-feel. So let's check it out. As I said, some amazing solos and a wonderful song by Bernice Petcare. This is called Close Your Eyes. So this cool little intro. This isn't the song yet. Call and response between the horns and the bass and piano. So just that right there. Simple and cool. And this is our song, first A section, second A section, and listen to the bass. Here's the bridge. Did you hear that shift up into the walking bass? Swinging. And now, pedaling, actually, not only playing in two, but pedaling. And we'd expect it to go like that big Art Blakey press roll, and we just expect it to start launching out of a cannon. But Jimmy Merritt is kind of keeping it in this funky two feel, even as Art is swinging. Here's the bridge, though. Woo! Swinging. And usually we wouldn't pull back, but isn't that interesting? Next chorus. And he keeps it there. And some heroic trumpet playing, as always, by Lee Morgan. Right, he's playing all this double time and lots of energetic stuff, but it only swings at the bass. It took me a couple listens to realize what was going on. Very interesting. There's so much in Lee Morgan's solo that I just talked over. So much great blues vocabulary that all of us should go steal. I mean, little two-measure moments is what I'm talking about, but classic sounds, melodic use of sort of a blues scale. Hank Mobley. Swinging. Again, some great vocabulary to steal from Hank Mobley's solo. And it felt like it was going to swing there again, and it didn't. Art's really getting fired up himself, too. Jimmy Merritt's keeping it home. I love it. So, second or third time Hank Mobley's used some cool diminished sort of sounds over that minor tonality. Bobby Timmons. So now Art totally dials it back to brushes, right? Still the two feel in the A sections. Here comes the bridge. So that feel change. Art's not really doing anything too different. It's all the bass. So isn't that amazing, right? The bass is something we often don't pay attention to. It's hard to hear, it's low, it's supportive, it's foundation. But how it changes the feel of the tune. It's colossally important. That's where it's coming from. Be nice to bass players. And Bobby Timmons, the master of all that great blues kind of language too, right? Ooh. Classic Bobby Timmons little line there. Ooh. So our intro line, remember this horn part from the intro? And now it's accompanying the bass. What a slick arranging idea to use the intro inside the tune. And so the horns rested for 8 measures in the middle. Why? Well, that was the bridge. That their horn part doesn't quite fit over the bridge, so they left it out. That kind of churning feel on the A sections that gets released at the bridge. The big Art Blakey press roll puts a smile on my face every time. But then this back shift is fascinating. Yeah. And the ending. Back to the intro. And I really like this ending. Board fade. They just kind of head off over the sunset, over the horizon. Board fades in jazz, usually I'm not maybe a huge fan of. I like to hear the band in a live way end the song. I like to hear sort of what the decision was. I see why a pop tune, you know, why we would sort of do a board fade. When I hear a board fade in jazz, usually I'm thinking, oh, somebody blew it and they're fading out before the mistake happened. Yeah, but here, I really dig it. It's like kind of fading into the sunset. To me, it's a perfect ending. I love the board fade. And I would have loved to have heard them do this song live. Maybe they actually tried to mimic a board fade. They just, you know, got softer, 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 softer without a final chord, maybe. And so I've done that in some bands too. Anyway, I'm just, as you can tell, sort of transfixed by the feel thing that they did. And by Jimmy Merritt just not doing the obvious thing that 99 other recordings with 99 other great bass players, they just would have started swinging in the second chorus and it would have swung, swung, swung all the way until the head out. And that decision to do it differently gave the tune just a really different feel. And, you know, I'm sure many of the other tunes on the album, if there are other swing tunes, I bet they swing, right? So this is sort of an interesting exception. So I'm going to experiment with this with some of my masterclass groups, getting them ready for concerts, but in my professional group too. It was a really kind of interesting decision. And now, please go back, listen to this track, and listen to some of the fantastic solo material from Lee Morgan, you know, playing all that great stuff that he played on songs like Moanin' and, you know, 100 others, that great bluesy kind of stuff. Hank Mobley with his, you know, wonderful, wonderful lines that are put together so well. Bobby Timmons, again, with that great sort of blues language and the ornamentation in it. It's just so much there. And if you ever want to know what a press roll sounds like on the drums, Art Blakey's your man. Wow, cool. Yeah, that was fun. I had a really good time listening to this a couple times over the last couple days and really, you know, kind of getting into what was going on feel-wise behind it. So give the bass player some, absolutely. So I hope I'm going to see you inside Jazzwire. Please take the free trial, and I'd love to get you working with us. We have a big influx of people coming in from all around the world, which is really exciting. I can't wait to get working with everybody. We're working on a bunch of Eyes songs for the next 3 weeks. We're doing Close Your Eyes. We're doing in the blue community, Infant Eyes, the lovely and challenging Wayne Shorter tune. And then we're doing I'll Be Seeing You, kind of a different eye there. I'll Be Seeing You, one of my very favorite standards, written by Sammy Fain, I think it is. So 3 very different tunes and lessons on each. So I hope I'll see you inside Jazzwire on the free trial. Thank you very much. See you next week.